Welcome to Improvisations on Growth with Madhu, Einsiedler, business and life coach. It is my pleasure to host this exciting podcast series, this time centering on being right. Should the word right even be a part of our vocabulary? How about the words wrong or perfect? Are we conditioned to think in certain ways? Should we assume that certain things are right or wrong by default? We welcome you to join us while we explore some of these questions, and we encourage you to come up with your own answers and questions. I think it would benefit all of us if we just removed from the vocabulary certain words. And I think my top three are right, wrong, and perfect. I just found that, I actually did think about this, I found that all of these ultimately do not say anything and do not bring anything to us. There's no such thing as perfect. It's just not. We cannot even define it in the dictionary. And right and wrong, simply because of everything you've been sharing, it's not a constructive concept for humankind.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's not opening up spaces. It's closing spaces down, and sometimes we need to focus and we need to narrow down. And yet, for being able to do this, we still don't need a right or wrong. We just need to make a clear decision, and it can be, I can say, okay, I'm taking this responsibility, I'm making this decision, I'm just going ahead, doing it this way. We all don't really know what will happen. We never know what will happen. So there comes the psychological insecurity in again. And we just try it out and we see where it leads us.
Since we've been talking a lot on the macro level, I do have one question more on the micro, and I'm bringing it to the relationship level now. What do we do with someone? And I've experienced that as well. You know how some people, we just call them righteous. And maybe you've had friends like that, maybe family, people you still love, and somehow they are just righteous. They need to have the last word all the time. They need things their way. It's like they want everybody to fit in their whatever shape they've created for themselves, right? And everybody just needs to adjust to how they want to do things. How do you keep someone like that in your life, especially when it's a family member and you cannot shut that person down? How do we deal with righteous people?
With a lot of love.
Okay, hippie again.
so I was.
All you need is love.
I think we were at that point.
It didn't work, Madhu. For me, it didn't. I'm joking.
I think we were at that point in one other podcast, and I have to. I'm just thinking about my mom again. I mean, she's a hell of a righteous person. She just knows how things ought to be.
I know my dad is like that. That's why I brought the example of family, because it's so tough. It's like, I cannot just be rude to you. I cannot shut you down. So what else do I have?
Well, I can share with you how over the last decade or so, how I learned to deal with that with my mom. And so whenever she told me how I should be and how I should do things, it was like two strategies that I used. So the one was to make it on a humorous level. So to make really appreciative, not diminutive, but really appreciating. So when my mom tells me, I'm now over 50, what I should wear, I'm like, yeah, Mom, I really don't know how I can survive without you telling me how I should live my life.
That's kind of sweet, actually.
Pardon me?
That was kind of sweet, actually, that she's still telling you what to wear.
Yeah, she is. You know, do you have socks? Your feet are always cold. Wear your socks. Yeah, mom. wear sunscreen when you go out. Yeah, mom. So she's like that, and by now it's not. I don't take it as an assault anymore. So I can choose how I hear what she's saying. So she says whatever she says, but it's my interpretation of it. So on a certain level, I can choose if I feel attacked or not, and if I feel hurt or not. Um, so when I'm in a good state and when I'm balanced, I can take it and we can laugh about it. Some things that she's saying they go deeper and they touch on early cuts and bruises and pains or whatever, as we all have growing up when our parents don't behave like we think they should behave. And so, and then I mirror back to her what that does with me. And then I say, okay, mom, when I hear you saying this and that, this causes me the feeling that you don't trust me. So I feel inept. I just feel like I just feel really stupid. So it feels like you don't think that I'm able to live my life. And that just really takes energy away from me. So is this so what is your intention? Because this is how I perceive it, that you're making me smaller, and that's not helpful. And then eventually she realizes, and this is a long process because I have to give that answer again and again and again, because she doesn't know what she's saying because she's so used to being right and dealing with me in this way. So that's a long process. And eventually then she says, yeah, but that's not my intention. I don't want to make you small. I just want to protect you. And now, wow, we find a good level that we can talk about it. Then I can say, well, I can really appreciate that you want to protect me. Right now, I just don't feel like I need protection. So can we just not play the protecting game? And I can tell her, you know, what I really would need from you right now is some encouragement. To just tell me that I'm able to do this. And then she says, yeah, but I believe in you. I know that you're able to do this. Okay, mom, this is what I needed to hear. These sort of conversations I found really helpful. And this also means that I am in touch with myself, that I feel what's going on, what my interpretations are from what I'm hearing, and what kind of feelings those interpretations create within me. And that I'm also not detached, but that I can observe the interpretations and the feelings, and then find a good level to address that, and find a good communication to address that. This is a long process. So for me, I do this with people I really care about. So closest family. If I have a righteous colleague of mine, that would, I don't know, that would probably not be
It
my
does sound
strategy.
like an investment of time, and I can understand why wanting to talk and exploring these levels and always finding a level of discussion, even when it's not there. I understand how it takes time, and again, I guess what this tells me, going by elimination, is that if we encounter people in our lives who are like that, um, and which is normal, people come and go, we might not have the time or the patience to invest to go through this process with them. And or again, it's all about the when it comes to relationships, and the way I feel it does come down to the love and care you have in order to make things clear and make things work.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's I think it's worth to, and I'm tying it back also to business again. So I think it's worth to invest sort of this engagement with your team members when you're a leader. because that opens up the space again, and it gives opportunities to your team to evolve and develop. And then it also needs the realization that some people just don't want to take the journey with you. They just want to stick to the righteousness. And this is also an acknowledgement that one needs to make. So I can make an offer, but it's up to you, and it's your decision to take this offer. And if you don't take it, then I can make the decision. Okay, with all appreciation, say, okay, then this is just not, the relationship is just not going deeper or not happening the way we both feel comfortable. And then that's also an adult decision, I think, that we can take. So what I'm saying is, eventually we don't have to put up with righteous people when we feel hurt. There's always the option to walk away.
You know what? I think you were right about everything. I'm joking. I just wanted to end it like that.
That's actually the perfect ending.
I know, it just like cancels everything, doesn't it? Me telling you you're right. Forget about everything we've just talked. We are right.
Adina, we are right and perfect.
And never wrong.
And never wrong, exactly.
So we can just use the whole...
That's the perfect ending for our podcast.
Thank you so much, Madhu.
Oh, I thank you. I just always enjoy exploring things with you. It's just such a pleasure, and it's opening up spaces, and I just really enjoy it. Thanks so much.
No, thank you, and I can't wait for our next one. It's gonna be perfect again.
and pretty righteous.
You have just listened to the last episode of the podcast series Exploring Being Right. Did we get any right answers? How important is not being wrong? Why does it matter? We hope the answers to these questions are easier to formulate after having listened to the entire series and to Madhu's insightful comments. We encourage you to share your questions and suggestions on Madhu's social media or to email her directly at madhu@einsiedler.at. Thank you again for listening, and stay tuned for a new series of improvisations on growth.